Who needs all the essentials anyway? Well, everyone actually. More goes into hiking than a shortcut through some unknown woods you definitely didn't know existed before you needed it. Carrying the proper equipment is absolutely critical, especially when things go wrong, which they have. First aid, water, and fire are three main essentials that any hiker should have on them. Every hiker should have a first aid kit in their sack. Water is also necessary. It's recommended to have a gallon with you for every 24 hours you plan to hike. That's not always feasible though, so the general rule is a standard-sized 16.9-ounce water bottle every hour. The final big hiking essential the group didn't have was some way to start a fire, be it from stormproof matches or flint. These items are lightweight, inexpensive, and don't take up much space in your hiking day pack. What makes this even crazier is that the guys have a good amount of hiking essentials. Hutch had a physical map and compass. The cell phones they don't use are helpful, but should never fully replace the map and compass. The guys also had weather-appropriate clothing, insulating jackets to protect from the cold and rain, long pants to prevent cuts, and boots meant to withstand walking the terrain. Also, good on them for bringing illumination. You should always bring a light source if you plan to be out after dark. The guys continue their journey, but they stop when they find a patch of fabric sticking out from the ground. Hutch cuts it open and discovers that it's a tent. Inside, they find a wallet with a credit card that expired in 1984. Realizing they're about to suffer the same fate, Hutch tries to cheer them up by saying that the lodge they've booked is going to report them missing in 5 hours. The only problem is that it's getting dark again, so they're forced to stay the night. Later, Hutch approaches Luke and tells him the rest of the group isn't doing too well. Dom's knee is getting worse by the hour, and Phil's still traumatized from what happened at the house. He tells him that when morning comes, it's up to him to find help while he takes care of the group. While everyone's fast asleep, Luke hears deep growls and breaking branches from outside his tent. He unzips his tent and sees the same incident from the liquor store, watching again as Robert gets murdered right in front of him. Suddenly, he notices a creature take one of their tents away and instantly wakes up to the sound of Phil screaming. He rushes outside, noticing that Hutch's tent has been opened, but the man is nowhere to be seen. Luke opens up Dom's tent to ask where he is, but that's when they hear their friend screaming in the distance and a creature growling. The guys run into the woods following after the sounds to try and find their lost friend. Dom tells them to go back to the tents and get their bearings. Hutch is gone. The screams have stopped and they're about to find out why. They continue walking along the ridge come morning and find Hutch impaled on the tree branches with his torso completely torn open. That makes 2 down with 3 more to go. They pull him down from the tree and Luke searches his body for any clues. Dom is freaking out, but they have to leave before they're hunted down and killed too. Dom lays branches over the dead body before they continue.